Gentlemen, we're looking at stretching and shrinking 4.3. We're going to use the idea about ratios and scale factor to find missing links. Well, let's set this up. Let's use scale factor first. Over here, we have 12 centimeters matching up with 6 centimeters. Those are corresponding sides. I know that 12 times 0.5 is going to be my scale factor. So 3 times 0.5 is going to give me 1.5. And something over here times 0.5 is going to give me 5 centimeters. Well, I know that 10 times 0.5 times half is going to give me 5 centimeters. There's also another way, possibly a little bit more complicated way to figure that out. If you don't know the scale factor and you can't figure that out, we can set up equivalent ratios. Okay? So 12 to 6. Okay? I see 3 and 1.5. So I'm going to set this up. 3 and 12 matches up with 1.5 and 6. So these are equivalent ratios. When I divide them out, it's 0.25 and 0.25. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing except for the missing one. This is our middle, so x over 12 matches up with this middle length, 5 over 6. All right. If I would divide those out on my calculator, I'm going to get 8.3 repeating. So what I can do with that is I can multiply that times 12, and I get my answer, 10. Again, what I did was I divided this first to get 0.83 repeating, and then I multiplied that times my denominator to find my missing number. Let's do that the same with b. We're going to solve it 2 different ways. First of all, scale factor. And I want you to write this down. This one I want you to write down. All right, we got to find corresponding sides. 3.3 matches up with 8.25. But let me find the long side. 6.2 matches up with 15.5. All right, this one is a little bit more difficult. It's not a very clear picture of what scale factor is. I would be able to figure out scale factor. 6.2 divided by 15.5. Or I'm sorry, the other way around. Image on top first. 15.5 divided by 6.2. Image divided by original. From here to here, I multiply times 2.5. All right, so I would just be able to figure out that this middle one, okay, matches up with x. So times 2.5, that's actually going to give me my answer, which is going to be 5.5 times 2.5, 13.75. That's what we're looking for. But let's solve this. That's a horrible 3. Let's solve this actually using ratios here. Okay? Erase all this. Let's set up some ratios. Seeing as we know this is the short side, we're going to not pay attention to that. Let's look at just the long side. First of all, middle to long, 5.5 over 6.2. And then middle to long equals x over 15.5. Again, 2 different ways to solve for that missing one. First of all, I divide. 5.5 divided by 6.2. On my calculator, that's going to show me that the ratio is going to be 0.887096. So one big number. I multiply that times 15.5, and I get 13.75. 2 different ways. We can use scale factor, or we can use these ratios. Try that out on C, whether you're using scale factor or ratio, but I want you to be consistent with what you do. And then a little extra practice on the backside. Find the value of x using ratios. Find the value of y using scale factors. That's going to give you 2 different ways to do that. 3, find the area of one of the figures. A little bit more difficult. This is for E. You're going to find the area of one of the figures. We'll do E in class, actually, and use your answer to part 3, so we'll do 4 in class as well. But again, I want you to do 1 and 2. Find the value of x using ratios, and find the value of y using scale factors. This is 5.2 over here, 5.2. 5.2. All right. If there aren't any questions, please make sure that you ask it. If there are any questions, please make sure that you ask them. But again, go back if you don't understand scale factor and ratios and how to use them to solve missing lengths. The rest of the time is yours to practice, practice, practice on the back side and for C on this side. Have a great night, and we will talk to you tomorrow to sort things out.